Hey guys, and welcome to my world building vlog. My name is Erin and I'm a writer. I'm working on several fantasy pieces, so I created this world building vlog series to kind of go through some of the things that I've had to think about while creating my fantasy world and passing that along to you guys. So today's topic is our third part of medicine. We are covering mental health and disability. So mental health and disability are topics that you need to come at with care and respect. If you are not deeply familiar with what you are writing about, please do your research. If your characters are going to deal with something specific, talk to people who have dealt with it. You need to get an authentic, unbiased perspective of how these things work. If you don't do your research, people will be able to tell, and you're probably going to end up hurting someone. Aim to be as respectful and accurate in your representation as you can. You can let characters struggling with their mental health and disabilities be heroes too. Consider Daredevil, Professor X, Edward Elric from Fullmetal Alchemist. These are all characters who struggle with some type of disability. So, how does your society view disability in general? And does the view change on whether or not this disability is visible? Is there any view change based on whether your character is born with the disability or whether they acquire it later in life? Is there accessible care or treatment for the specific conditions that you have present? How is mental health regarded in your world? Are there treatments? Stigmas? How do these change based on the severity and type? Society kind of goes one of two ways with this. Historically, they have not dealt well with any type of mental illness and they rely on segregation, asylums. They're often very cruel and really inhumane living conditions. Or you can go the opposite, where people are fully supported, they're given the care they need, and they're kept safe. Also, depending on how you've set up your educational system, are there supports in place for people who need it? If they need additional assistance, if they need specific tutors, etc., are those things available to them? How does your world react to and treat chronic illness and chronic pain, or permanent injuries, things that you can never heal from? People who are involved in physical careers, such as masons, cooks, soldiers, are much more likely to encounter career-ending injuries. People who are working with weaponry, blades, are in battle, they're probably going to end up with things that will affect them for the rest of their lives. What happens if someone is injured in the line of duty? Is there compensation? Is there care available? Are they suddenly destitute? Do things like physiotherapy, prosthetics, mobility aids, all that sort of thing exist in your world? If not, how do characters with disabilities and injuries cope with the lack of assistance? Remember that this is fantasy. If you want to have a herb that properly balances all your neurotransmitters, or you want magical healing to be able to regrow limbs, you can do that. But there's a lot of other options with letting these characters exist. But your characters with mental illness or disability don't need to be fixed. There is no fixed. You can let them exist as they are. There doesn't need to be a change in them in order to be the hero of the story. You can give them support, but you don't need to change it. Be aware that characters who have limitations can still be heroes, they can be villains, they can be love interests. You don't have to limit them by the status of their mental health or their bodies. They don't have to define them, they shouldn't define them, but neither should they be ignored. Even if you've set your world at a very primitive technological level, you can still support your characters with rudimentary prosthetics, specially designed saddles, walking sticks, anything that's designed to make their lives a little easier. How do characters with these disabilities see themselves? How are communities structured, and is there a stigma within the communities? What is the view on seeking treatment? Are there any cultural or religious implications involved with certain ones? So once you've decided on which disabilities and mental illnesses are going to be present in your world, and which ones you want to be part of your story, learn how people who have them deal with them. You're going to want to figure out sort of the daily life coping. And a lot of the coping strategies you can adjust based on the technology and availability in your world. You want to learn symptoms, coping strategies, reactions they've received, just so you can get a more rounded understanding of what you're writing about. Once you've figured all of that out, then you can work on adaptation within the confines of your world. So you have to fully understand as much as you can if you are not dealing with it yourself before you try to write about it. So I hope that helps. Please do your research on this topic. Don't just exclude characters who have mental health issues or disabilities because it's easier. That's just lazy writing. You can do this. I believe in you. That's all I've got for you guys today. I hope that helps. I will see you next Wednesday with a new vlog. I'll put all my social media links in the description. Hit me up if you have any questions. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye.